Hi, welcome to Breaking Limitations Show. My name is Joyce Marendes and I am your host here on today. As you all know, our mission is always to empower, to equip, and to promote individuals who have overcome great obstacles in their lives and have now discovered their own superpower. Today, we're excited to have one of our special guests all the way from Houston, Texas, here in the studio on today. Her name is Stacy Egbo. I'm so excited to have her here. She's a very busy woman, but she is in the studio with us. So before I introduce her, we'll go ahead and take a short break and we'll be right back.
What limitation are you holding on to? The Breaking Limitations Mindset Journal has 63 daily quotes and scriptures that will help you break every limitation in your life. Get your copy today. Represent your commitment to breaking limitations by visiting breakinglimitationsnow.com to purchase your Breaking Limitations t-shirt, tank top, or hoodie today.
Hi, welcome to the Breaking Limitations Show. My name is Joyce Marendes, and if you are just joining us for the first time, we have in the studio here with us a special guest all the way from Houston, Texas. Her name is Stacy Egbo. Stacy is a minister, an international speaker, a recording artist, a nurse, a missionary, and she's also a wife and a mother of 5 children. She is involved in so many projects around the world, and so we are excited to have her here in the studio, and she's going to share a little bit about her life and some of the projects that she is working on. So Stacy, welcome to the Breaking Limitations Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it is such an honor to have you here with us on today. I know you're busy. You just came from overseas and now you're here in the studio. So thank you so much for gracing us with your presence.
So grateful. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So just reading your bio, I know you do so many different things and I see you all over the place, just impacting lives. Sometimes I think you even have a clone because I don't believe one person can be able to do as many things as you do. So could you just share with our viewers just who is Stacy? If someone was asked who is Stacy, what would you say?
I'm so excited to be here. I love Joyce so much. I just love her spirit of support, how she's always there for women. And that is the most important thing, because when God has called you into a ministry, you must realize who your audience is, who your target group is. And I think she has found her niche in terms of supporting women, and it's such a powerful thing. And I want to say thank you again, and continue doing what you're doing, and God will prosper the works of your hands.
Thank you.
Stacy Egbo. Well, like she said, I am a wife and I am a mother. Those two are very important roles for me, because that is the foundation of who I am and who I'm going to represent myself when I stand before God. I am a child of God, born again, Holy Ghost filled. I speak in tongues. I believe in the power of love, the love that only that God gives. And when you said, how do you do what you do? And I will say to you, is grace of God. And I believe in the grace of God, because the grace of God is more than enough for us. And when we embrace the grace of God, it helps us to achieve great things, because God said that greater is He that is in the inside of us than he that is in the world. And He says that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. When we run into it, we are safe. So when you believe that you have the greater one inside of you, and you know that you are safe, sometimes it just throws away all those little things that brings fear, or I don't think I can do this, or I don't think I can do that. So when you have these things working for you, that the grace of God is enough, that the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and that the greater one lives inside of you, you're pretty much a superwoman, just like she said.
Wow. That is so powerful, because it's so important to be able to truly know the magnitude of God's love for us, and that actually it dispels everything else, all the fear and everything. Because for me, that was like the missing ingredient in my life for a long time. I knew of God. I was in ministry. I was doing everything that I needed to do, but I didn't really realize how much God loved me. Because sometimes we focus on make sure you're doing this right. If you do this wrong, you'll be in trouble and all that. And God almost looks like this, like a godfather who's just waiting. Like if you mess up, we're gonna break your legs.
Gonna cut you off.
I know, but God is such a loving Father. And the more we discover who He is, the more we get to just understand how much He loves us, the more we are able to become who He has called us to be. And for you, I see how you you do so many things in ministry and all that. But I was so blessed when we did the walk, and then you gave your testimony about the clinic that you're studying in Nigeria. And I just wanted us to talk a little bit about that. Like, not every day do you meet someone who is studying a clinic. That's not like just starting a little business here and there. That's a whole clinic. So what led you to even think to start something as big as a clinic?
You know, I had a tragedy in my life. I lost my mom at a very young age. I think I was 23. I was 23 when my mother passed away. I just had a baby, and I was waiting for my mom to come and visit me here in the United States. And my mom just slumped one day and just died like that. You know, died the same day. And prior to that, my mom had high blood pressure. My mom knew she had high blood pressure, but she didn't have access to even a clinic or to a medical person. She was not doing frequent checkups. She was not taking any care of preventive measures to monitor her blood pressure. She was not taking any medications. And even when medications are given to her, she was not following up with taking those medications. She did not have a blood pressure machine to check her blood pressure. She was not eating right because, of course, she did not talk to a dietitian or a nurse that can teach her the proper things to eat if you have high blood pressure. My mom was doing a lot of things and was under stress and was not mentally taking care of herself. So these are the issues that were in front of my mom, and she couldn't overcome any of them, and she died. And going to nursing school, I learned all the things that could have prevented my mom's death. And I made a promise, you know, to myself and to God, and said, when you enable me, God, I want to establish a clinic, not a hospital, but a clinic that is going to be preventive clinic, a clinic that is going to be an educational clinic, because I realized even the United States and all over the world that we can prevent diseases and we can manage diseases. And the best way to manage disease is education. When people learn what are the things to eat, what are the things to do, what are the things to avoid, it is more powerful than surgeries, it's more powerful than medication, it's more powerful than any doctor's visit. So these are the foundations that every one of us should have freedom and free access to. And so when I realized that, and being in Nigeria for so many times on mission trips and seeing these things work, I can give you an example. I was on a mission trip and a lady walked up to me and she told me, oh, sometimes I think somebody's trying to kill me, and you know, I just feel this heat on my neck and it goes to my face and everywhere is red and I feel like I cannot breathe, and then I start sweating and I think, I don't know if I have diabetes. You know, I just looked at her and I said, how old are you? She told me. I said, you're having what is called a hot flash. Wow. Nobody's killing you. Most women go through this. I can't tell you, after I explained all this to her, I just see her walking around that day. But first she came with all these mood swings and all these, you know, demeanor that she's going to die any moment from now because this evil disease is coming to take her. And she even thinks somebody gave it to her. It's a witch doctor that threw a spell on her. But with education, she understood that this is just a part of, you know, what a woman's cycle, what women go through at a certain age. And you know, when I came back next year, she was thriving and doing very well. She could have gone to so many doctors and nobody could have helped her. She could have taken a lot of medications and it would still not help, because for this particular menopause, there's really not a medication you can take. But when you understand what is going on, there are certain things that you can do to avoid it getting so serious, so exacerbated, so that you will be uncomfortable. So that is what this clinic is about. And I don't know how we were going to do it, but by the grace of God, again, I said, understanding that the greater one is inside of you. And he said, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. And God says that we can do anything that we set our mind to, even telling a mountain to move from one place to the other. All you need is a seed of faith, like a mustard seed, very small. You know, when I trusted this project into God's hand, he sent people like Joyce, you know, women just banded around me, surrounded me, and supported me. And we were able to do the work. We raised about $11,000 with that work. I was able to buy a land, and before you knew it, we were getting support from all over the world. And now we have this clinic. We're still setting it up. We still need a lot of equipment in it, but it's there. It's been dedicated. The government of my state is aware of it, and they are pledging their support. And I know that we're going to do greater things, and so many lives are going to be saved. And that is what God wants us to do when we talk about breaking limitations, because when things are in front of you, God will give you the grace to break any barrier in order to achieve your goal, and he will bless it.
Wow, that is so powerful, because I know a lot of times we have this, we have desire to do great things, but we belittle our desires, or we belittle our dreams, or look at them and see as though this is just impossible. But I believe God is looking for people who are just willing to take that one step. And when you take one step, God will take another step towards you, or even 2 or 3 steps towards you. So if you have a desire to do something great for God, or if you have a desire to start something, go ahead and just take the courage and just start. And like Minister Stacy said, when she started the project, she's gotten a lot of support from other places. So we'll go ahead, and what we'll do, we'll go ahead and take a short break, and then we'll be right back, and we'll continue with this conversation.
Represent your commitment to breaking limitations by visiting breakinglimitationsnow.com to purchase your Breaking Limitations t-shirt, tank top, or hoodie today. What limitation are you holding on to? The Breaking Limitations Mindset Journal has 63 daily quotes and scriptures that will help you break every limitation in your life. Get your copy today.
Hi, welcome to the Breaking Limitation Show. If you are just joining us, I'm here in the studio with Minister Stacy Egbo, all the way from Houston, Texas. And we were discussing about a clinic that she was able to start in Nigeria. And that's just something that God birthed in her, to be able to start that clinic. So, and we were just talking about the importance of just doing what's in our heart to do. Because I know, like, I always give an example of Nehemiah. Nehemiah did not get that call, like a special call, or he didn't do any miracles or anything like that. But Nehemiah just had passion in his heart, and that's what he used to be able to start rebuilding the wall. And before we knew it, he was able to do so many great things for God, just because of having a passion. And that's just the same thing even with you, with your desire to just educate people on their health, so that they can be able to do some practical things, so they don't find themselves with sicknesses or diseases that they don't really have to have. And that's really, really important, because especially we are so used to taking medication. We are so used to taking medication for different things, and yet there are some things we can actually prevent. Yeah, because personally, even when you talked about high blood pressure, that's something I also suffered from for 7 years. And I've been told that there's no way. I was told that you'll be on medication for your whole life. And I'd accepted that until one time I just realized that, you know what, I have to start following God's word, and that's good. But then there are some practical things that I had to do. And the practical things was I had to look at, how am I eating, all these different things. What is my weight, my stress level? Things we don't really address, especially in this day and time. People have a lot of stress, and people don't know how to manage stress. And so, could you just talk a little bit about some of the things that, like preventive things that people can do? Because I know sometimes people just listen to this, people just think, okay, it's just about exercise, or maybe it's just about the food, but there's more to eat than just that. So if you could just talk about that.
When people look at me, they say, oh, you do a lot. Yes, I do a lot. There are some people that God has created all of us differently. Sometimes for some people, like I believe I'm that kind of a person that when I'm idle, I get in trouble. When I was a child growing up, that is my, that's what I learned. I always get in trouble when I don't have anything to do. So when you're doing something, because God has given you a certain energy that somebody else doesn't have. So that's why somebody that doesn't have as much energy as you do, they're trying to do what you're doing, they're going to wear out. And it looks like, oh, these human beings are not supposed to do these things. But everybody needs to realize the potential they have, the inner energy they have. God has given that to us. That's why even in the Bible, God said that everyone has been given a measure of faith. Even all our faith are not the same. That's why TDJs can believe for a $50,000 auditorium, 50,000 member auditorium, and can be assigned that responsibility. But I am assigned to maybe 100, maybe 50, because that's the measure of faith that God has given me. Now, when you want to start doing things beyond the measure of faith that God has given you, you fail and you think, oh, God failed me, or I am a failure. No, we need to first of all consider what our foundation is. And it's the same thing with our health. You know the potential you have. You know the energy level that you have. It is given. It's part of you growing up. That's why some children, they say they have attention deficit or hyperactive. That hyperactiveness, we can challenge activities to counteract it and absorb that hyperactiveness so that child is thriving. But when you don't give that child a lot of things to do, it looks like something is wrong with them, but there's nothing wrong with them. The same thing with a child that doesn't have a lot of hyperactiveness and you're piling things for them to do, and that child is failing. You said, oh, my child is retarded. Oh, my child is mentally unstable. Oh, my child. So we have to balance these things.
Yes.
When I am not having more, God has given me the grace of multitasking. That's what keeps me leveled up.
Out of trouble.
Yes. So when you see me, don't say, oh, what is she doing? And even in that situation, I've also find out how to manage my stress level. I've never had high blood pressure. Even when I was having 5 kids, never had. Because I sleep. I can pick up a phone call and go straight back to sleep. That is the grace that God has given me, and I don't abuse it. So I know when to rest. When I fly, I know I sleep when I'm flying. So I can fly to a destination, land in that destination, go to church and sing, and people say, how do you do it? But I rested. I didn't spend my time worrying on my phone, watching movies, doing all that. I take my time, I rest. And when I'm at home, I rest. When I pick my sleep time, it's my sleep time. Nobody disturbs it. If I need to sleep, I sleep. I don't have to do anything. So you need to carve out times for yourself. People that know me know that I have fun. I go out. I had a conference on Saturday. After my conference, I went out to eat with friends. Like that, even though we were all talking and chatting, but that's relaxing for me. That's my calming situation. And then the next day, on Monday, I went to have a massage. That's how I take care of myself. So you can't look at Stacy and say, oh, I want to be like Stacy. Are you going to do the things that Stacy is doing? I can't say I want to be like TDJ. I don't know the support level that TDJ has. You don't know. They are all behind the scenes working for him. So you can't just see things from the outside and desire that. You must have the whole picture. So our stress level must be maintained, especially women.
Yes.
We must maintain that. You must carve out time for yourself. It is sacred. I call it a sacred act. You must have a time when you even my grandson knows that when his grandma's time is grandma's time. You cannot come. Grandma locks the door. He will knock on the door. Grandma, open the door. No, grandma is taking a me time.
Yes.
You must have those things and you must be strict with it. You must put yourself first. That's why even in my conference, they do it for you. You must put yourself. You know that shopping is a therapy for me. I don't know what it is, but you have to find it. I can tell you in this show what is it for you, but you have to find it. And I know if you look deep inside, you will find whatever it is that calms you down. You know, when I go for therapeutic shopping, sometimes I leave my purse in the car. Because it's not about buying something. I can shop the whole mall, look at everything, and never really pick anything. It's very therapeutic for me. The walking helps me because that counts as my exercise.
Yes.
So you must exercise, carve out time for yourself, drink water. But please, ladies, don't drink too much water. You must make sure that you know what your body can take. If you drink water more than your body can take, you start keeping the water and you keep swelling. And some people, if you are the ones that check your weight, it will look like you're not losing weight. So make sure you are drinking water according to your heart structure, your liver, your kidneys, your mouth. Put all those things into consideration before you know how much water you can take. If you're drinking water and you're not peeing a lot, it is not good. So there are some things. Please do your preventive checkups. Women have preventive checkup every year. Do your pap smear, do your mammogram if you are that age. You can check with your doctor to know at what age and what preventive cares that you're supposed to. Take our time to do that. I do my pap smear, I do my mammograms. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it.
Yeah.
These things are not even talking about eating, because you know what? If you are exercising, you can literally much eat whatever you want. But if you are not exercising and you want to eat all these things, I don't know if it's going to make sense. You can take your vitamins to give you more energy if you don't have that energy, but eating, you can never go wrong with eating. No matter how much I run, I exercise, I jog, I do all that. But if I keep eating anything I want, I will never see that weight going off. So eating is a big part of being healthy. Don't think about losing weight, but of being healthy. There are some things we cannot eat, and there are some things you can swap. You can use honey instead of sugar. You can use olive oil instead of salad dressing. This thing, and still put a little pepper in it and salt, and it will still taste great.
Yes.
Always think about food as nourishing your body, not for you to overcome some emotional stuff that you are going through. And then, of course, the covering of all these things we are talking about is your spiritual health. You can never go wrong with your spiritual health.
Yes.
If your spiritual health is on point, I'm telling you, everything else follows. I've never seen somebody that is so secure in their relationship with Christ, so secure in how much God loves them, so secure in what the calling upon their life is. I've never seen anybody that is like that and don't have everything else working out for them. So when you do that, your spiritual, emotional, your physical health, and you being as a woman or a man or a child, we all need to take care of ourselves. And when we do that, we'll go well.
Wow, that was such a great conversation. So I hope you have listened and you've heard what Minister Stacy just said. It is important to take good care of yourself and carving out time for yourself. So before we take a short break, I just want Minister Stacy to go ahead and just give us your social media platform and your website so people would know how to reach you. And then if they want to know what you're doing, they'll be able to follow you from there.
All right. So thank you all so much again. My social media is Stacy Egbo. Everything is Stacy Egbo. STACYEGBO. STACYEGBO. So on Instagram is Stacy Egbo. One word. STACYEGBO. And on Facebook, Stacy Egbo. On Twitter, Stacy Egbo. And then I have a website. It is www.stacyegbo. One word. STACYEGBO. .org. So you can go there and find everything. You find my events that I'm doing, my schedules. You can, there's a donate button there. If you want to donate towards the clinic, towards our missions, you will see a gallery of all the work that we are doing. You can interact with me. You can send me an email from there. And all my social media links are also on my website. Again, the website is www.stacyegbo.org.
Wow, thank you guys. So thank you so much, Stacy. So guys, make sure you're following Stacy on all her social media platforms, and also visit her website so you can be able to see what she's doing and to see more of the upcoming projects. So right now we're going to go ahead and take a short break, and then we'll be right back.
Represent your commitment to breaking limitations by visiting breakinglimitationsnow.com to purchase your Breaking Limitations t-shirt, tank top, or hoodie today. What limitation are you holding on to? The Breaking Limitations Mindset Journal has 63 daily quotes and scriptures that will help you break every limitation in your life. Get your copy today.
Wow, that was such a powerful session with our special guest all the way from Houston, Texas. Her name is Minister Stacy Egbo. Be sure to follow her on all her social media platforms, and then also make sure that you're following us also on all our Breaking Limitations platforms, and you'll be able to see them on the screen. And we're going to be having another session next week, so you want to make sure you don't miss out on the next session for next week. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.